What's up, Champions fam? It's Zeke 410, back on a brand new WWE Champions video, and finally, the almighty Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Business, modern era powerhouse, officially enters WWE Champions. This news right here is absolutely beast mode. Now, what initially started off as an April Fool's prank, yeah, here's looking to you, good old folks over at Scopely, dropping on the official blog and website, hey, Chuck Norris is coming to the game. Yeah, no lie, if he even showed up in the game, I don't even know if he has any wrestling ties or not. At the end of the day, I wouldn't even be surprised. I'm not even. I mean, from zombies to Hall of Fame statues, to Masters of the WWE Universe, I wouldn't have even put it past Champions if Chuck Norris just showed up in the game. We already got Snoop Dogg, okay? Let the Chuck Norris jokes commence. But then they calmed down. They got their little annex out of the way, their April Fool's shenanigans, okay? They got it out of the way and dropped the real intel. And lo and behold, Bobby Lashley is coming to WWE Champions. Now, for me, this is huge. You know, similar to how so many people were excited when they found out that Hulk Hogan was coming into the game. This is the same way that I feel. I have watched Lashley's career from the beginning. And, you know, growing up as a preteen, a young adolescent, watching SmackDown, and seeing this guy come on TV, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, they both just left the company. A void needed to be filled. And this was the guy that Vince was going to try to do. Vince looked at him and was like, you're the man. You're going to be the next guy up. And he had the look. He had the skill. He was still green behind the ears, but the potential was there. But sadly, didn't have real opportunities to prove his mic skills. And, sometimes you could be great in some aspects of the business, and you can be a little lackluster when it comes to others. And sometimes you need you need a mouthpiece, okay? And sad to say, we the fans, we weren't catching what Vince was pitching. That's basically what happened. We saw through it, and it wasn't anything against Bobby, but people figured out, hey, we know what you're trying to do here, and no, we're not going to let that happen. So, sadly, things didn't work out with Bobby. He had to go away. But in the meantime, while he was away, he honed his craft. He got better and better. And, he went over to the Angle Alliance, TNA, and just went on a hot streak, just destroying everybody left and right, collecting title after title. This was the Lashley that we all needed, okay? But, Vince wanted to give us the Lashley that he thought that we wanted. No. And this was one of those few moments where someone outside of Vince did it better. The Angle Alliance, the shtick over there, Bobby was just on fire. So, to have him leave, put his way, put on his bootstraps, put boot to ass, put in the work, and come back later. And now, spoiler alert, if you've been living under a rock, to now be WWE champion and also debuting within WrestleMania Unleashed as we head to the latest edition of WrestleMania edition. Yeah, edition, not addition, edition, okay? Like new edition. This is pretty dope. Especially to be able to see it all play out. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to the content side of things with this, okay, 250 matches. That's the best thing that I can tell you, to clear out what you need to do what you got to, aside from spending loot coins and doing your part. 250 matches. If you can do 250 matches, you'll be able to max out one of the solo contests. There's also going to be a faction contest. There's going to be limited time tours. There's going to be a mega superstar loot. There's going to be opportunities at legendary strats, different star rarity tokens and resources and TP. Y'all already know where this is going at, okay? Copy and paste, just introduce a new superstar, right? So, with that being said, I am happy that Lashley is coming into this game, and I can't wait to see what he does. Now, I am going to be realistic. What can we expect from him? Well, first and foremost, He's going to be a modern era powerhouse. We already know that. He is more than likely going to have the Hurt Business link, the 50% gem damage. And to some people, that might not be a lot. But look, depending on which characters you are running, that can come into play. Again, we have yet to see somebody rolling around with a fully strapped up, double Fury Shelton Benjamin. Okay, so 50% gem damage can go a long way here. And a lot of people are all in on MVP. They love him as a free-to-play tech husbando. And now we're getting Bobby Lashley. Now, a powerhouse means devastating move damage. But if we can get that combination, okay, I already got the move damage covered. You know what I mean? But you put me with my boy MVP, my gem damage is going to be phenomenal. So we already know to expect that. He's going to have the Hurt Business link, 50% more damage. More than likely, he will also have a show link. I would like to see him have the Raw link. It would make sense for him to have a Raw link. Wouldn't be surprised if they throw in a WrestleMania link there too. Whatever. It is what it is. But I can see that happening. I think he might have a trainer or coaching ability, maybe even a promoter ability that could benefit, like I said in previous videos. Maybe his ability helps out other members of the Hurt Business the same way that the Hurt Business's abilities could possibly help him out. So that's where I'm at right now, and I don't know. Like, again, I like the idea of building a kit for a superstar, and we've been getting some very solid abilities from Shelton's to MVPs to now Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warriors, with the yellow submission. Now, what we've seen for this card, no lie, they keep on emphasizing the Hurt Lock. So more than likely, Bobby Lashley is going to have a submission. And I keep on saying it. I want to see this. It makes sense when you do certain superstars like this. I believe MVPs, I think MVP reduces turns for yellow submissions. Drew McIntyre just launched last week. He gives yellow submissions an additional turn while also dealing additional damage. So that is monstrous, a monstrous pairing right there. Then you throw in Shelton's link, coaching ability there too. Who knows? Even maybe Mickie James even plays a role in it, destroying more yellows. But if the Hurt Lock ends up being one of his moves, and it ends up being a devastating yellow submission move, there's going to be some problems here. And then you got to think, if they're a submission and it creates certain specialty gems, you're reducing the turn on the return of the turns with MVP on. Then on top of that, Drew just came out. Like I said, extra turn possibly if you want to go that way. Then, of course, the additional damage. There's a lot going. There's a lot of moving pieces right now with this Lashley. But what I would like to see, he is the current WWE champion. He's gearing up to face off against Drew McIntyre. So I want to see Bobby Lashley be a God tier unit. I really do. And it's unfortunate that we're getting the Hurt Business, spoiler, after just seeing the Hurt Business break up. I hope that it's a facade. I hope that it's a ploy. I hope it's one of those situations where they're acting like they're breaking up, and then, if Bobby comes out on top with Drew, maybe, Cedric and Shelton get their belts back from the New Day, and then once Bobby takes out Drew, they all come back together and stand over and be like, nothing will ever break up the Hurt Business. I hope it's like that, because after seeing that picture of MVP sitting up front, Shelton and Cedric on the outside holding the Raw Tag Team belts, and Lashley holding the WWE Championship in the middle, I'm like, why would you break them up? It genuinely, a good stable's hard to come by. And since Vince doesn't like tag teams and all that, they're far in between. But they were highly memorable. So, to see them all have the Hurt Business epithet on their cards, at least we'll have that moment, a timestamp in Champions, right? But ultimately now my question is this too. I want him to be God tier. He's a modern era powerhouse. He's probably going to have the Hurt Lock submission, as I mentioned. The other Hurt Business members, Shelton and MVP, could possibly play a role when it comes to trainer and coaching abilities for Lashley, let alone Mickie James or Drew. The possibility and opportunity is there. We do not know yet. But at the same time, I would like to see him have, hard-hitting moves. high number hard hitting moves. Like, I know I've exaggerated before, like, do 1 million. After seeing Batista's, 60 MP, 1 million plus health, health deduction, I wouldn't be surprised at seeing a champion that has a move that does 1 million damage, let alone when you get scratch metals and skill plates involved. So I would like to see him have a hard hitting move set with crazy insane move damage. I'd like to see the Hurt Lock do something where it creates very special gems. Man, hell, maybe his submission gems turn into Juggernaut gems that each turn that they're on the board spam random area blast gems or cross breaks. The possibility is there, but I want to see him be hard hitting. I'd also like to see him have low charge moves, have some very solid tag links, an incredible trainer or coaching ability, and I just want this dude to be doing numbers. I want him to do insane move damage, let alone gem damage, in solo content, let alone tag team content. Bobby's just one of those guys that I want them to give him the world and more. The journey, the beauty about this WrestleMania right now is like Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre were both chosen by Vince to be the guy. They were supposed to be next up. They were supposed to be Stone Cold. They were supposed to be the Cena, the Reigns of their time, right? But both Drew McIntyre and Lashley debuted. They were supposed to fill these voids, fill these gaps, to be the future. And sadly, the fans didn't catch on to it. And then because we didn't catch on to it, Vince figured, well, there goes that. So both of these guys had to leave. I believe Bobby Lashley asked to be let go, and I believe Drew was fired. And this is what's crazy. Before I head out of here, these guys were both chosen to be the guy. Lashley on SmackDown, Drew on Raw. Didn't work out. Go their separate ways. Separate ties from WWE. Both undergo insane transformations. Hone their craft. Hone their skill. Improve. As well as prove that they are the man in their own right. And lo and behold, they put in the work in the different places that they go to. Whether it was Ring of Honor, whether it was the Angle Alliance, wherever they went, or even inside an MMA cage, these guys proved their worth. They proved that they could go with the best of them. And years later, boom, opportunity strikes again for these two, Drew and Bobby, to come back to the WWE, and things are different. Lashley comes back after WrestleMania, does his thing against Elias. The people welcome him now. It isn't, hair versus hair, Lashley versus Umaga, R.I.P., rest in paradise, my boy. We don't got the Vince versus Trump scenario anymore, okay? We don't got Lashley going around beating up, personal trainers, okay? We don't got Drew going around being the, this young slim dude. These guys come back packing the meat, jacked, wreaking havoc on people. Drew teams up with Dolph Ziggler, wins a tag team title, proves that he's a viable. Lashley, he has to, he got to clear out his closet. He got to deal with some, unruly sisters and Sami Zayn. Their journeys go up and down, all the way around, get caught up. They even become a part of a faction for a moment, alongside Baron Corbin. They were a faction going up against the Shield and everything. Ultimately, things happen. They part ways. Drew goes on to, turn things around, change everything up. Gets rid of Dolph, starts going on this whole run with the Claymore, doing the countdown, getting the fans involved. No more being a big lackey for Shane McMahon. You were better than that, my boy. You deserve better. You were being Diesel. You were being Diesel to Dolph Ziggler's Shawn. No, you deserve more than that. You were the chosen one, bro. And then with Lashley, dealing with these flimsy feuds that didn't make no sense. One man, we're making him look strong. Next man, we're not. But then the booking gets clear. Lashley ends up teaming up with MVP. Before that, it was Leo Rush. Good, great athlete. Great athlete. Unfortunate how that thing went. But sadly, you get what I'm saying. Lashley gets a mouthpiece so he doesn't have to talk. All he has to do is decimate people. And he was booked so strong that whenever he lost, there were some shenanigans at hand. Drew, like I said, 3-2-1 Claymore country. Gets over with the crowd, gets over with the fans, gets over with the WWE universe, starts becoming this cool, badass face that'll say what they want and it'll fight you. Not afraid. Lo and behold, look where this leads to. This year's WrestleMania. But before that, Drew slays the beast Brock Lesnar in under 5 minutes. Last year's WrestleMania. Slays him. Been on a reign ever since. Just destroying everybody left and right. Even if he lost the title from Orton, gets it back. Still looks strong. Lashley goes down a different path. He picks up a belt. Picks up the United States Championship. He starts to surround himself with some people. While Drew's the lone wolf, Lashley's got a pack. Everything starts falling into place here. Drew is now on his way. He's running the gauntlet going up against any opposition. Miz gets the money in the bank. Boom. Miz figures out, hey, let's do something. This is business. I want that title. You help soften him up for me? I got you covered later. Lo and behold, Bobby Lashley wrecks Drew. Drew loses the belt to The Miz. But then The Miz loses the belt to Bobby. And now we're set up for a WrestleMania between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. I like long-term storylines. I like moments like this. These guys came in around the same doggone time. Both leave, come back, and now both are WWE champions. And now they're set up for a WrestleMania match for the WWE title. It doesn't get no more beautiful than that. As a fan for long-term booking, that is beautiful. That is truly beautiful. And I look forward to seeing how this unfolds. I really am, and I'm excited for Bobby Lashley. Again, 250 matches if you want to get him. There's going to, not to get him, but you will have chances at him, of course, and other resources and rewards. Shards for Lashley throughout. The banner's going to be available. There's going to be exclusive portal offers and, freebies there. But I am excited to see Lashley in the game. All I'm praying for now is that we do get Cedric. Let us get Cedric. I honestly thought that Lashley would be, saved for last, but, who knows? This guy could be that monstrous of a unit that they're literally, releasing him during Showdown tournament weekend so we can have a moment to take in how much of a beast he's going to be before we gear up for a faction feud gauntlet. So, that's how I'm trying to be optimistic about this. I really want him to deliver. By the time this video's up, maybe he's already in game, and y'all will let me know down below. But ultimately, this is a guy that I am going to be hunting for because I'm a huge fan of him. And I just like it, the story of him and Drew. I just like how, the parallels. And, just like last weekend, Drew, the Scottish Warrior debuts, modern era technician. Monster of a unit. And put in a situation of a contest where a lot of people were able to get him for free. And now look at this parallel. Bobby Lashley's coming into the game. And now everything that looks to be needed so you can get him or have a solid chance at him is either going to cost you a lot of money or it's going to cost you a lot of your time. And, well, you gotta know when to hold him and know when to fold him and know when to walk away. So that's how I look at it. It's just interesting to me, the parallels that have gone on here. The sad irony is that this card has the epithet "The Hurt Business" on it. And the Hurt Business broke up in real life. It's still heartbreaking to me. I hope that it's just a ploy. I hope it's one of those things we act like we're not really together, and then at the end we come together and we all share that moment of all of us that are in the WrestleMania ring holding up the titles, and it's all Gucci after that. That's what I'm praying for. But then again, life is life, and the truth hurts sometimes. But knowing Bobby Lashley's coming into the game is amazing to me. Let me know your thoughts about this. Mega superstar that I've been looking for. And it's kind of one of those things, just like a lot of people, they forget about this in the game, man. It's not always about having turn one killers. It's not always about having a god tier roster. Sometimes it's just about having fun. Okay? People say that Goldberg sucks. I run a 5-star bronze Goldberg that decimates everything. People don't talk about Trickster Rock, but I got him set up with a strap and everything, and he's bleeding everybody left and right. It all comes down to preference. So, whether this guy's God tier or not, this is one of those characters that I am so behind him, and he's played such a crucial role to me personally. The same way that I felt that it was only right that I'm a 5-star bronzed Edge and Rock because of how big of a deal they were to my life, is the same way I feel about pursuing Lashley. It's like, dude, this guy has literally been there, and ever since like the golden days of the golden era of SmackDown, watching all the crazy matches that happened with the Insane Six, and then seeing someone like this, it's a far in between where you get debut characters, debut wrestlers, and see how they turn out and come to pass. And this is one of those guys that always stuck with me. So it's only right that I at least try to go and recruit him. And I will get him, whether I get him this upcoming weekend or later on down the line. The point is, Bobby Lashley will be joining the squad. But what are your thoughts on him? And do you think we're going to get Cedric Alexander? I'm hoping we get Cedric Alexander. It would be bad to have basically a majority of the Hurt Business and miss that one person when you had an opportunity to do it right. If you can do it right on the first try, go ahead. But I didn't mean for this to be a long video. And again, 250 matches for one of the contests. There's going to be boatloads of rewards and resources, 5-star tokens, TP, red TP, straps for Bobby Lashley. There's going to be a ton of goodies going around. But again, 250 matches. And I think even if you had if you had everything like perks and stuff maxed out, like the minimum at least would be around like 8 hours, 8.5 hours or something like that to knock out all the matches on good, like with strong Wi-Fi, perks maxed out, and top tier roster. It's still going to take you time, but it's up to y'all. Me personally, am I going to sit down and grind out 8 hours like that? Hell no. But I am happy that Bobby's in the game, and I am going to take my shot. I do give them kudos for this idea of Chuck Norris coming into the game. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't be surprised if one day we run into a Snooki or Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mickey Rourke. The possibilities are endless. Anything can happen. We could possibly get a Drew Carey in the game, and all he did was eliminate himself. So anything's possible here, okay? But Lashley in game, man. It's dope. Long overdue. Hard fought, well earned, well deserved. And seeing the situation, seeing the abilities that are going on with Shelton and MVP, seeing the abilities that have been coming out of the Megas with McIntyre, Scottish Warrior, and then the Ballad of Mickey James. There's a lot of possibilities here. It really has me feeling like his Hurt Lock is going to be a yellow submission. It just makes me feel that the Hurt Lock is going to be a yellow submission. And if it ain't, okay, cool. Well, teach his own, because then those abilities are still going to help somebody like Hall of Fame DiBiase. That's neither here or there. But at the end of the day, I just want to see this guy fully optimized. And Max Scopely, y'all need to get on the ball. Make the girl Goldie a content creator. She's putting in the work, and she's going to keep on doing it regardless, one way or the other. But at the end of the day, too, look out for the broskies, the OG Gerson. One of the reasons I'm doing this thing. Big Papa Brian, the bro Merrick's coming through with the details and all. DJ NIZT, happy belated to T-Unit. Sadly, I could not make it to the birthday stream, but I hope that you all had a good time. Benny, nothing but good people. Allow them to use what they need to show this stuff. You know that perks are a thing. You know the straps, medals, and skill plates are a thing. Lend it out to the content creators so everyone fully knows how to utilize these units. And then we can move forward. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it now. It's the only way that we're going to know if a champion's truly up to snuff. Because we have to see it. And Merrick's had the right idea to put the details of double run and double fury metal, the different skill plates you would use. But to actually see that in effect, though, would make for some good quality content and would bring in more people into your player base and community to make money, because who doesn't like money? That's a business. We'll see how things go. But nonetheless, Bobby Lashley's coming. What are your thoughts? Are you going to go after him? What are your thoughts on this Showdown tournament? I mean, it's male and female, so it's going to be pretty decent. Superstars that are needed, hit and miss. There's levels to it. So they got the free-to-play friendly characters that you can use to get points, and then it starts going up like, okay, you might have this one, you might not have that one. So it's hit and miss, but points can still be acquired from everybody and anybody who participates. And let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts about Bobby Lashley? I'm happy that this is just an interesting card because I see the Hurt Business on there. It makes me think like his card when he comes out, it's just going to say Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Business, similar to MVP and Shelton. But the way that they're talking about him, they're making me think like, yeah, the epithet Hurt Business, the moniker's there, but his actual epithet is going to be Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. So we'll see. I like little things like that. So y'all let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts about this upcoming Showdown weekend? And I hope that you all have an amazing weekend and stay blessed, stay true to you, and always know that you're a champion because, hey, yo, bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love always and forevermore to each and every single one of you, my beloved #champions fam. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to receive all future notifications from yours truly, the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0. And until next time, let's chop it up within the comments below. What were your thoughts on the April Fool's prank? I mean, they did the same thing last year with Hollywood Hogan. They gave him Junkyard Dog's movesets and abilities, copy and paste. Next thing you know, we find out that Hollywood Hogan is actually officially on the way, and things haven't been the same. Lo and behold, here, they say Chuck Norris is showing up, but nah, it's really the almighty Bobby Lashley. Again, sorry if this was too long of a video for you, but I'm just a fan, man. And that's like any other character that I'm a fanboy over. It's going to be longer than the others. But inevitably, like I said, he's modern era. Hopefully he has the Raw link. Of course, he's going to have the Hurt Business link. Maybe he has the WrestleMania link. A very, very viable and essential trainer and coaching ability would make his stock go up like superbly, immensely. Aside from that, high damage moves, maybe high damage gems. I would like to see that, but you don't often see someone who can hit real hard move-wise and gem-wise. It's far in between. The submission, of course, I'm praying that it's a yellow submission since we got these, MVP reducing yellow submission turns. You got Drew with the bonus damage and additional turn. You got Shelton doing his thing over here. I just want to see this guy get his due. First outing of Bobby Lashley in the game. You got to think, now we got this one, there's a couple ways we can go, because if the Hurt Business are really breaking up, that means you can get a standalone Bobby Lashley by himself, representing modern era. And on top of that, if you want to go back in time, we could get a, ruthless aggression powerhouse or striker Bobby Lashley. So the opportunity's there. The door's been open. The gate's been the gate's been unlocked. The same thing with a ruthless aggression MVP. I could see that happening too, where he was having competitions with Matt Hardy back in the day. We'll see how this all unfolds, but I've held y'all up enough. Just fanboying over this dude. It's gonna be hard to go to sleep knowing that he's coming into the game, but I can't wait to see the exclusive gameplay from the broskies thanks to the good old folks at Scopely. But make Goldie official. And until next time, y'all, stay tuned. Let's chop it up in the comments below. Peace!